do get really fired up when you start attacking local.
No, when you say attack, that's a wrong word. I bring to light some of their limits and weaknesses.
Stir the pot.
Do you think the people in Ventnor who had short-term rentals, and there was a lot, do you think they said, I tried it for a year or two, that's too tough, I need to sell?
Potentially, but I think they did pretty well, the short-term renters.
But we really don't know, though, right? We don't know data because there's no tracking of that.
I can't really track, that would be a research project, right? To look up every single home that's on the market to see if it had a history of ever being a short-term rental.
Can you get on that right away for me and get that on my desk by 9 a.m. tomorrow?
No, thank you for asking though. But yeah, that's a research project. So no.
As you see, I can't get off that topic because I believe short-term rentals play a role in the overall amount of inventory available for transactions. So
why don't you get a college student to do that?
Right. That one short-term rental property in Ventnor that they were not following the basic 3-night minimum. They did take action on that. So that's when sometimes you have to call out. They got their act together, and we did prove that you got to hold your leaders, your elected officials, accountable, right? Are you going to the Margate commissioners meeting tonight?
I'm planning on it if I could get off this podcast.
Could you send my kind regards to John Scott Abbott, the solicitor, and Mayor Collins?
No. You could go to the meeting and do that.
And your topic during public comment, what will your topic focus on? Microplastics.
No, I'm not. I think no.
You have achieved a success. Everybody's thinking about microplastics. Construction sites are. It sounds horrible, but they are contaminated with plastics that can get into your system.
So we also have 2 major organizations who have joined our fight. Surf Riders organization is now on the anti-microplastic bandwagon. It's like bigger than just Sustainable Margate now. It's these national organizations that are joining the fight. So there's definitely big awareness that's being created on a much bigger level than our little South Jersey area.
And you and Steve Giesecke did a lot of work in the Downbeach area.
Yes, and I'm still working on other municipalities.
Who's dragging their feet? Atlantic City.
I haven't even gone to Atlantic City. They have enough problems. When I go to Atlantic City, I talk about wind turbines. I'm not talking about microplastics because no.
Does Mayor Marty Small look forward to seeing you?
He knows me, recognizes me. When he was interviewed a few weeks ago, for the issue, I got into the elevator with him and the news people. It was really weird. I got into the elevator with him and I think it was ABC News, came in, the big cameras, and I'm in the elevator. I was going to a council meeting and he's standing there like this and he's looking down at me. I'm like, hi, Mayor Small, do you remember me? He goes, how could I forget you? You were sitting in my office a few weeks ago. But meanwhile...
But he was busy working on a party that he was trying to plan.
He was busy working on a party. I was in his conference room for a meeting with him, but he had someone else handle the meeting while he was up and down and on his phone. And that's why I didn't even think he remembered me, because he wasn't present at that meeting, even though physically he was there. It was ridiculous. But I'm going to get off my little bandwagon now. Well, when I think something's wrong, I will speak up. As you get older, you don't want to sit and regret not speaking up.
When you are afraid to respectfully call out what you think is wrong or a bad decision by your leaders, your elected officials, it's really your responsibility to hold them accountable respectfully. For some reason, people down here are generally afraid of elected officials. I can get you $1 million more. I can sell it for 500 more. That's called what? Winning the listing? Buying the listing?
I call it buying the listing. People need to realize the realtor doesn't create the market. They just have to work within the market and understand the market. And as a seller and a realtor, you should evaluate the data and the comps together to really understand what makes the most sense for your property. And overpricing is it's not in anyone's best interest. It's not even for the realtor's best interest because it's not going to sell if it's
And just do a real quick recap. Inventory is starting to tick up. Pricing has at least plateaued. Is that the general consensus of Margate and Ventnor, the real estate market?
Yeah, because, you know, you look at the price reductions, 30% of the inventory, 25-30% are having price reductions. So that's telling you it's not on this curve going up anymore. You got to realize your comp is your comp and it's not going this way. And the Ventnor market inventories went up quite a bit.